kind of putting it off this morning. I am so sore. I've been sore for the last several days of doing this now. My abs hurt. The backs of my thighs hurt. The backs of my thighs, probably from the squats. But heaven help me, sitting down on the toilet this morning, I was like, oh, it hurt. And then my abs are just really tight. So I had to sneeze. And it was so painful. And I'm just I thought this was going to be a nice little easy exercises for me to get back into the grind, as a little stepping stone. But I may have miscalculated because I also have to go up and down the hill from all my walking. I'm still getting my steps in. But I have to go up the hill. So my thighs hurting is making it really bad. So bad. But that's okay. That's the way to grow your muscles, right? Is to use them and to take them beyond the point that they're used to. So that is what I'm doing right now. I have to go out later today. I need to get some more milk because I ran out of milk, so no coffee for me today. I normally today is just all weird because I'm just oh, I normally do this at this time, but since I woke up late, everything's kind of all messed up because I normally get up, do the workout, then have breakfast and coffee because I don't like to have things in my stomach. So right now I'm I should do my workout, but I'm procrastinating because I just ate. I didn't have coffee today, but I just ate and I don't want to be doing crunches on a full stomach. Which is why I was doing it the other way around before. I don't know, I feel just waking up this morning later just really threw me off because I was oh, it's this time. Normally I'm making breakfast or normally I'm doing this. It's I can't do it that way. I gotta get up, get the workout in, then eat, relax with my cup of coffee when I have coffee. Well, because I can't drink coffee black. I'm sorry. I need a couple Splendas, 2 Splendas, and a splash of milk in my coffee. And then I'm good. I normally have 2 cups of coffee, so this is gonna be a hard day for me to have no coffee. Maybe I'll get an afternoon cup of coffee after I go get my milk. But yeah. Oh, and lastly, my scale was up this morning. I'm thinking it's probably from all the soreness that I'm getting. I don't know. It was up 0.4, I think, from Sunday. So half a pound. But yeah, so it was up ever so slightly, a fluctuation or whatever. And yeah, that was a little disheartening because I'm oh, I just started this new challenge and today's day 4 and I'm up 0.4. That's okay. I'm just gonna keep drinking water, just keep on the grind and making sure I do my little workouts every day. I'm hoping I can, right now I'm really hoping I can do every day. I'm gonna really push myself to do every day, but goodness, I am sore. So sore. So maybe I can do, I gotta do my mobility exercises as well. So I should honestly probably stop talking and just get her done. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today is February 4th. Running a little bit behind this morning. I went ahead and made an omelet with 3 eggs, some vegetables that I had. No cheese or anything. So I'm just trying to, like I said, get more protein in. So that's just what I'm trying to do right now. It was delicious, but I don't know, I miss my breakfast tacos. But it's basically a breakfast taco. When I make breakfast tacos, it's just not in the shell. I have to just tell myself that. Anyways, now it's time for me to go ahead and do my Butts and Guts challenge for February. I did go ahead and make my reservation for Valentine's Day. So I'll just go and enjoy, you know, a nice little meal for that. So made that reservation this morning. They're like, oh yeah, like we have an opening, like no problem. I was like, okay, great, thank you. Because sometimes, you know, places are like, oh, like, do you have a reservation? And it's like Valentine's Day, so like you have to have a reservation. Anyways, let me go ahead and just show you like my little setup that I have for working out. It's nothing fancy. I just moved the table so I can have enough of the carpet, because doing floor exercises on tile hurts. So I just moved it over and I just lay right here, do my leg ups, my glute bridges, sit-ups, and everything else right there. Okay, so I'm going to have a 3-egg omelet with bell pepper, zucchini, and onion. And then obviously I'll have some coffee. So yeah, this is what I'm going to go ahead and have for breakfast. And here is the finished product. So 3 eggs, bell pepper, onion, and zucchini. And then I'm going to have my coffee, which I have with 2 Splendas. And then I will use some of this Valentina salsa to go on top of the omelet. And that's my breakfast. It's gone. Now I'm going to move on to my second cup of coffee. So, oh, and put that back in the fridge.
So yeah, that's what I normally get when I eat at home for breakfast, which is most days. But sometimes I want to go out and treat myself. And I treat myself with Eggs Benedict because it's something I can't make at home, but I really enjoy eating. Oh yeah, I had it 2 days in a row.
Okay, so I am in Oaxaca, and as you can see behind me is the Santo Domingo Church. And yeah, I'm just gonna walk. Today I have just a few things I need to do, like get groceries, like just normal stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk around for a little bit. It's such a nice day. It's nice, it's sunny, it's warm. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today, and I just wanted to go ahead and just share that with you guys. I see there's a lot of churches here in Oaxaca. I've gone and seen all of them before. But yeah, so just a kind of boring day for me, but I'm out and about. I'm getting my steps in. Personally, I love seeing like the little decorations that they do. Oaxaca is just such a very colorful city. So yeah, right now I'm just walking down this pedestrian street that goes all the way down to the Zócalo. So just gonna go ahead and walk down there. Again, I'm just trying to get my steps in for today and enjoy the nice weather. Okay, we made it to the Zócalo. The Zócalo always has these really massive trees, which are always nice. I think I mentioned that in a previous vlog, probably like last year. But it's always just really nice because people just like to come and sit and enjoy their day and just relax. And then you'll have kids playing and like everywhere. They did go ahead and like install some new statues. I saw them the other week when I was down here. I don't come down here often, to be honest. It's kind of a walk. But they do now have like these massive statues. So like here's one of them. They're nice and detailed and very pretty. So yeah, they have several of them around the park. I'll go ahead and throw in some clips of the other ones. I won't make you sit through me walking through the to show you them all, but there's a few of them down here. And yeah, so that is basically what's happening now. Is I'm just in the Zócalo. Nothing too special, to be honest. Been here tons and tons of times over the years, but I did like the nice little addition of the new statues. There's now a new statue by the Santo Domingo. They have new statues over here in the Zócalo. So there's always like new things popping up, which is something I really like to enjoy and like to see happening. So yeah, that one's like completely like full Oaxacan to me. I like when they have like little festivals and then they have guys dressed up like that and they're just dancing in the street. Okay, got a little bit of ice cream to share. So we're just gonna sit here and eat some ice cream. And then I'm gonna do my grocery shopping and he's gonna help me lug them back to my place. So that'll be nice at least. So yeah, the only problem is walking around the Zócalo with all the trees. There's just a lot of pollen everywhere. So hopefully you guys can still see. I just cleaned you off again. This is like, I don't know, like my second or third time cleaning you off. Once I see that there's stuff on my camera, I'm like, oh, more pollen, gotta clean it. Which also means, you know, my allergy medicine, gotta take that every single time I want to come here because the pollen just gets to me. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep eating my ice cream and then keep on walking. And then yeah, I'm just gonna go to the market that's closer to here. There's no point. Like I never come to this market anymore since I don't like live over in this area. Or live up in, I'm basically up in the hills now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go get my groceries and then drop them off and then figure out what else I'm gonna do for the rest of my Saturday. Good morning, guys. So today is February the 13th. Oh, it's Friday. Friday the 13th. Okay, well then. Anyways, it's morning, so I just got my cup of coffee as always. Can't believe I missed my first upload. Well, it's like running late, and I just didn't have time. Because I was aiming to, you know, get it up on Tuesday. I have a little dry skin right there that doesn't want to come off. Oh well. Just ignore it. I am. And yeah, I was trying to aim to get it up by Tuesday because I wanted everything like posted by Wednesdays this year. But, well, my maid decided to come early on Tuesday. So I thought I had to hit the export button, and I hadn't. And then when I was out, I was like, oh, like there's extra clips anyways like, that I want to add in. Because I went to the park, go read my book and everything. So then I was like, oh, I'll just add that in. It'll be fine. And then, yeah, it was not fine. Wednesday, my internet was complete crap. I was trying to like download an image, and it was like 8 hours to completion. To download a tiny little image, 8 hours. So I gave up, and I was like, let me just go back and walk again. So I walked around some more, got in some more steps, because I have been slacking on my steps, doing, you know, butts and guts plus the mobility in the mornings. I've been slacking on getting my steps in lately. So, yeah, that's basically what happened there. So I'll probably just add all this into one vlog and just post it all together. But yeah, that's just what happened. She showed up early, and I was like, oh, you're like, you know, nobody ever shows up early. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. I still have time. And then it just was not in the cards for me. Anywho, I did go ahead and drop by a dermatologist's office as well. My friend, his girlfriend was like, oh yeah, like the Medspas and things are good, and there's good doctors in Mexico. Like, you should check it out, you know, because like she had, I think, microneedling or something. And I was like, huh, okay, like, cool. Like, I don't really know anything about any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go check it. So I went, and like consultation was like 800 pesos. And then, so I talked to the doctor, and he spoke English and everything. I didn't know if he spoke English at first because we were doing it all in Spanish. And when I left, I was like, oh yeah, I don't think he speaks English. Because clearly, like, I definitely have an accent when I speak in Spanish. And like, I followed along and I knew exactly what he was saying, so I didn't have any problems. But I was like, oh. But when I showed up to actually so I have, let me go to the mirror and I'll turn you around so you can see what I'm talking about. So I get these like little like scars. So I'll show you the one on my arm. So when I got my COVID vaccination, or was it the flu vaccination? I got them like done like right around the same time, just different arms, and I can't remember which one was which. But when I got vaccinated, for whichever one that was, it like left like a raised dark scar on my arm, and it's been there for years now. And I have a couple others on my body that are also like similar color, slightly raised, and I'm always just so self-conscious of scars. So when my friend had mentioned like, oh, like just go and just see, you know, like what they recommend, and like, you know, they can tell you cost and things. And I was like, oh, like, it doesn't hurt, right? So yeah, I went, and I was like, and he was so nice, and like, you know, I showed him like, oh, I have a couple, like I have scars that they're and I showed him like the one on the back of my arm and everything, and I was like, they're like this, and you know, like, is there anything that you can do or recommend for this? Because I've tried like silicone gels, I've tried silicone strips and everything, like, and he was like, oh, like we have like a CO2 fractional laser, like we can give that a shot. And I asked him like how much it was, and he told me, and it was very reasonable, like $100 or something per session. And I was like, okay, like, is it like one per session? Like, and he's like, no, like, I'll get them all in one session. Like, it's fine. And he goes, you know, if you have anything else that you want, you know, in that same session, then we'll just do it all at one time. And he's like, it's not per area. And I was like, oh, okay. And that kind of like made me like smile, because I was like, oh, okay, like that's nice. And, you know, he did like tell me like, oh, it's going to probably take a couple of them, like a couple sessions at least. And I was like, you know what, for about $100, like if I can get some, you know, not worry or be like self-conscious about it, I'll pay the money. Okay, I brought you to the other room so you can see what I mean. So it's on the back of this arm. As you can see, I have that little mark there. I think it's like hypertrophic, keloid, I think. I'm not really quite certain which one, but he was like, yeah, like some people get them. You know, it's not a big deal, which also made me feel better when he said it was not a big deal. But for me, like, I just, you know, like I just have like a couple of them, so I'm just like, okay, like I just want them gone. Or like, and he's like, well, it's not gonna be like gone, like it's not like erasing it, you know, like it's just gonna minimize the appearance of it. And I was like, I will take whatever I can get. If you can get a, you know, he's like, it might improve the color and the texture, you know, to like blend in better, but it, you know, the scar is technically still a scar. And I was like, I don't care. You just said that it may look and, you know, have better texture and not be raised. So like, I see no negatives in trying. So yeah, so then I had to do that. So yeah, I got that done for the first session, and I set up my next session for next month because I have to wait like four weeks. So yeah, but yeah, so I am a little sore. It was like really red when I first got it done, like super red. And so yeah, anyways, it was also like, it just like felt like a little like pinch, when he was doing it, like, you know, like pinch. And then I just like felt like the warmness of it. So I was like, oh, okay, like it's fine. Like it's not a big deal. Like it didn't really hurt that much. So I was like, okay, great. So yeah, set up my next appointment for that. But what I wasn't expecting is, since I got them, you know, well, there's two factors right now. So one is, you know, I was feeling like really swollen yesterday, and I got on the scale and I was like, what in the world? Cause I was up by like 4 pounds. I was 150, 4 pounds. And on Sunday I was down a pound. So I was like, why did the scale go up so fast? There's multiple reasons. And I don't know why I always forget this. Well, one, it's, you know, the procedure can cause a little bit of swelling. And then two, I started my cycle. So it shouldn't have been a surprise anyways. So I'm just like, I don't really know how much is from the procedure versus just getting on my cycle for the month. So yeah, unfortunate, but I'm because I want to wear a cute outfit tomorrow. I have my reservation for Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be like bloated tomorrow. But I don't care. Like, I have no one to impress. Like, who am I trying to impress here? No one. So yeah. But I also wanted to go ahead and like kind of like test with these things, because when I look up like CO2 laser, like there's like two types or whatever, and I got like fractional or whatever, and when I see it online, like when I look it up, it's just people getting like their faces done, like face and neck and chest, and some of those pictures were scary, but I think it's, I was like oof, and so I was a little wary, so I was like, yeah, I want this like tested on body parts that I can kind of cover. Not my face, which is the first thing people are going to see. Like, if something messes up or like I don't react well to it, then I'd rather have it not react well on like portions of my body that I'm already like self-conscious about, versus making new areas to be self-conscious about, especially your face. That's the first thing people see. So that was kind of my logic around that. So yeah, I got my first, well, I guess my first like medical tourist thing done in Mexico, and that's kind of nice. I mean, I get my teeth done here all the time. Like, I get like, well, not done, but like I go to the dentist, and then every couple years they're like, oh, like, do you want the whitening like this year? Like, and they like do like a whitening process, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I do drink coffee, obviously, like every morning. So eventually, the coffee kind of builds up, and yeah, and then I just get them like, they just like take this little thing and like, it's like a sandblaster almost, it feels like, and they just blast off those stains. So that's like the only thing I ever like get done in Mexico. So this is like the second, like, I guess like the first like cosmetic thing, versus I guess teeth can be cosmetic. I don't know. You count it however you will. This is like, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it was very affordable. He was so nice. But yeah, during the procedure, he started talking like in English, and I was like, you speak English? Because he didn't say a single word in English during like the entire consultation. And he was like, well, yeah, like some people, like they, like, they, and I was like, oh, what did he say? He was like, yeah, like, people who, he goes, oh, I don't want to like try to offend anyone if they're speaking in Spanish, like I'll speak to them in Spanish. And I was like, oh, little dry spot. Anyhow, and I was like, and he's like, I don't want to like make any assumptions. And I was like, I totally made assumptions. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I did make that assumption. I was like, oh, like you weren't speaking in English. And that's the thing, is like a lot of places I go, like, because I'm in Oaxaca, like I'm not, like, yes, there are a lot of tourists in Oaxaca, but like your average like Oaxacan is not speaking English. Unless they're like tour guides, or like they have like a very like, well, even a lot of the tour guides don't speak English, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, unless you like request an English tour, and then they'll get you an English tour guide. But yeah, I don't know. I should have known, like, oh yeah, doctors should be able to be like, speaking multiple languages. Like, yeah. But I was like, I guess whenever you told me the price, I was like, oh, I'm getting the Mexican pricing. And it's like, I mean, it is Mexican pricing, but it's not because like I'm speaking in Spanish. Like that's just like the standard pricing. So like, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I was really proud of myself. I was like, you know what? I did the entire consultation. I understood everything he was saying and was able to respond back in Spanish. So either way, I'm taking that as a win. Yeah, I am. I'm taking it as a win. But yeah, he's such a nice doctor. So really enjoyed going to him. So we'll see the progress. I don't have a like before picture. Like, I mean, it hasn't really changed much. Like I said, I just had it done, and it's still like a little red right now. But maybe next month, because it takes several months, I guess, when I researched, because I did like research it obviously before I went, and it was like, oh, like 3 to 6 months after like a session, like the new, like it's still healing and producing more collagen, and So final appearance might not happen for several months. But yeah, I went ahead and just scheduled my next one because I'm like, I don't think one session's going to be enough, you know, even based on the little bit of research that I looked at. So I was like, okay, like at least get in 2, and then when I come back to Oaxaca, you know, then if I find, because that's the thing, if I find a good person that I like, I don't know how to say this, like, I feel comfortable around them, I go back to them. So like my dentist, I'm not changing my dentist. Like I will come back to Oaxaca to get my teeth cleaned, you know, when I'm in Mexico. I have my dentist in the United States as well. I am that type of person that, like, when I find a person that I trust, I keep going back to that person. Like, that's just like the familiarity aspect. So now I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable around this person. I feel confident in their abilities, so I'm just going to keep returning to that same person. Like, that's just how I am. I'm also a person that just doesn't like change. So like, once I find something that works, I'm like, I'm not changing anything. Like, why would I change? But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So I got my little procedure done. It was really quick. They just like had me sit down. They put like the numbing cream on the little areas that were going to get treated. They treated the areas, you know, I had to sit there for like, I think 20 or 30 minutes, like waiting for the cream to like take effect. And then after that, I was in and out real fast. Yeah, but so that was just a little recap of CO2 fractional laser. That's after the first session. If I have, I'll update after the second session, and, you know, later down the line, keep y'all informed if anyone's curious or anything. But yeah, so that's basically what I did. But I will say, my steps have definitely been lacking. Besides me going, you know, I do go and like walk around. Like I said, I went to the Zócalo. You probably already saw those clips. Over the weekend, I like to walk to the park. I'll read a book, or I'll just walk around the park and listen to like true crime podcast or whatever, and just get my steps in. But recently, like I said, I'm doing my morning routines now, and like then by like the afternoon, I'm just like, well, I did something, like, I'm just like not continuing with what I was doing before. So I think that's why right now my weight is a little stuck. That, and, you know, also, you know, the last month I've been eating carbs, more carbs than what I was eating before, like when I was in Mexico City. Because in Mexico City, I wasn't going to buy like a big bag of rice or anything like that, because I was like, I'm not going to be able to eat this in, you know, the short time that I was there. Like, I can't eat a big bag of rice in like a month. So I'm like, okay, well, now I'm here, I have more time. So I bought, you know, rice. I still eat my tortillas, obviously. Oh, I found the best granola. Let me show you guys real quick. Okay, so my friend got me this granola. It is so good. Oh my goodness, it is so good. It has like little chocolate. On the back it tells you everything it has. So it has like sunflower seeds, you know, all of this like good stuff with the oats, coconut, chocolate, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, honey, like all of it is so good. Because I bought all of that, let me go sit back down. So yeah, what I'm saying is, I bought like all that yogurt, because, you know, I told you guys I wanted to eat more protein. So I've been making like afternoon parfaits with like a little bit of yogurt. I'll put in like one of like the small bananas or blueberries or strawberries, and I'll put in a tablespoon of that mix. It's so good. I mean, that bag has been lasting me a while now. I've been meaning to mention that, but I had mentioned to my friend, like, oh, like I really like making granola when I'm at home, but I don't have an oven here. And so I was like, yes, I've been looking for granola, but all the granola seems to have peanuts, and I have a peanut allergy. So I was like, yeah, like parfaits just they don't hit as like as good as they could because like that's like the crunch that I'm missing. And so they found that and they like dropped it off and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. It made me so happy. I was like, thank you so much. Like you thought of me and you like brought it over to me and they're like, yeah, like, you know, I think it's you you seemed like you really wanted granola. And I was like, yeah, I did, but like I didn't know, you know, like where like I need to ask them where they bought it. Cuz I'm like I might just be picking up a bag and finding somehow to shove another bag into my backpack for the next location, you know, before I like move on next time for sure. Because I'm like, oh, this is good. And I was so happy. I'm still really happy about that. I'm like treasuring that bag right now. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think that's also like the other thing is, I guess since I have such a small calorie deficit typically, because like I told you before, I normally try to have like a very tiny calorie deficit, but I've been at it like, you know, but obviously now I'm eating rice. Now I have like the granola being added in, and you know I wasn't eating parfaits before, so those are entirely being added in on top of the calories that I was already eating before. So I think I'm probably not in a deficit anymore because I'm also not walking as much, which I'm just not thinking about now. Like, because like I said, I don't really like log calories. So, but I did like log a few days. I think the last time I logged, I told you guys about it, I was like 1,800-ish, I think. But I've been like randomly like logging some days just to kind of figure out. And so, yeah. Because like I said, with adding in rice, and adding in like granola and like those little things add up. And I hadn't really been like accounting for those little things adding up. Because yeah, if I was only in like a 200 calorie deficit or like, you know, eating wise, because I don't eat back exercise calories because I don't really count, you know, daily activity as exercise. It's just being active. I don't know. My mind just thinks of those as like two different things. Like I think exercise is like you're going to the gym, and like your daily activities are just your daily activities. I don't know why my brain thinks like that. Anywho, that's how it thinks. But yeah, since I'm adding in like these extra, you know, few hundred calories, I'm probably not gonna be in the deficit if I'm not also doing and getting my steps as frequently, because I was hitting 15 to 20,000 steps on average. And since the month of February started, when I started the butts and guts, you know, I carried over my mobility since January, so I'm still doing those. But since I'm now doing those two things, I am now definitely getting less steps in. Because I looked at my average. My watch did die for a couple days, so I don't have like a true average because it averages over the number of days, not the number of days where the watch was actually tracking, which was odd. I don't know, this watch is trying to break on me anyways. But yeah, so that's been like an issue. I need to get my steps back up. I was averaging like 10, 15, 20,000. Well, not averaging 20,000, but I was like hitting 20,000 on some days. And now I'm like 5 if I don't leave my house. If I leave my house and I go run errands, I'll be over 10 easy. But if I don't leave my house, or like the general vicinity of my house, you know, yeah, it's gonna be like 5. One day I did not leave my house at all, and I got like 3, and I was like, I was like, the 3 is just for me pacing and walking back and forth in the house, so that's like my bare minimum anyways. But yeah, I gotta get back into just having daily, you know, activities as I go and do things. I just need to go and do things. Because I noticed that instead of walking around the park a lot, I started sitting down at walking around the park for a little bit, and then sitting down and like reading a book. I think the other change, that, well, not the other change, the other reason that occurred was because like when I first got here, it was kind of like, it was colder. So I had my jacket on and I was walking a lot and that was helping me warm up. Whereas now it's hot and I'm just like, I kind of want to sit in the shade because it's hot, you know, so, but that's okay. I am at least now acknowledging, and as I'm talking to you guys, I'm figuring out a lot of things. Like, I'm unpacking a lot here that I guess I wouldn't be thinking about otherwise, but like sitting here talking to this camera kind of makes me like really like truly evaluate everything and like reevaluate some things as well, being like, oh, okay, like maybe that's why, or that. But yeah. Today I'm just gonna finish my coffee, get done with work, and I am gonna go for a nice little walk, just to kind of help with the bloating and swelling and things. And then tomorrow I have my reservation for Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you, everybody. You know, you get a nice little heart from me. So yeah, anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.